The Georgetown Lighthouse is located at the southern tip of North Island, South Carolina, at the entrance to Winyah Bay. It is the oldest surviving lighthouse in operation in South Carolina and one of the oldest in the United States. The solid brick lighthouse tower was constructed in 1811 to replace an earlier wooden lighthouse which blew down in a hurricane in 1806. The port of Georgetown was established in 1737, and markers were needed on North Island to show ships how to find the shallow, shifting entrance into Winyah Bay from the Atlantic Ocean. Before the lighthouse was built, North Island had become a summer colony for over 600 rice planters, their families, and their house slaves who escaped the heat and disease of their vast rice plantations along Waccamaw Neck. The rice planters here were among the wealthiest individuals in the United States. The Georgetown Lighthouse is 26 feet in diameter at the bottom and is built on a solid masonry foundation. Its brick walls are almost 6 feet thick for the lower 14 feet of height, gradually reducing in thickness to 9 feet at the top, which is 72 feet above the ground. A circular spiral staircase of carved sandstone blocks winds up to the top, where a ship's stair leads up to the 10-sided iron lantern room, which is 8 feet in diameter.
Alright, so we're in Georgetown Lighthouse, and currently the lighthouse sits on property owned by the state of South Carolina, managed by the Department of Natural Resources. Coast Guard is responsible for maintaining the beacon, the light that keeps Winyah Bay entrance lit up. So we own the equipment in the lighthouse. None of the classical equipment's in here anymore. The old Fresnel lens, it all uses modern technology, runs off of solar panels and 12-volt, basically car batteries. This is a VRB 25. It's a beacon, rotating beacon, sends out the light signal now. So we come out about twice a year on average, just check sure the batteries and solar panels, make sure everything stays lit. The original lighthouse was commissioned in 1790. There was 12 lighthouses that were commissioned by the United States when they created the lighthouse service. And Georgetown was the second batch of the first commissions, and that was right around 1790. They didn't actually finish building it, I think, till 1801. And that was a cypress wooden structure that stood, I think it was about 70-something feet, 75 feet high. That burnt down. They built a new structure, which was right around the same height, around, I think it was right around 75 feet or so. We're standing on top of that original structure, but it was later raised to its current height after the Civil War. So the tale is that when they were leaving, they blew off the top of the lighthouse. The original masonry structure, all our records show, was built in 1811. So, and that's what we're standing at the top right now. This is a piece of Coast Guard history from the 1800s. Well, this should stay lit for a long time to come. There's no documentation on the radio house, but everything I can see, that's an original structure. And the cistern is actually original to the 1800s. That was all whale oil, and then they kept the petroleum product in there.
As soon as the new lighthouse was completed, it was used as a base for an encampment of 160 soldiers stationed there during the War of 1812. General Peter Ory, who lived on North Island during the summers, was called on to review the troops several times. During the summer and fall of 1812, Ory kept a diary of his life on the island, and after a visit to the new lighthouse and its lamps, he stated, "No wood about the lighthouse, all is brick or stone, and the invention is admirable and well executed." In 1820 and 1822, hurricanes devastated North Island, washing away many houses and drowning over 100 persons. The lighthouse served as a refuge for survivors. During the Civil War years, 1861 to 1865, the lighthouse was damaged and the lens destroyed. While the lighthouse was being repaired in 1866 and extended upward to a height of 87 feet, a temporary structure was used, occupied by 2 lighthouse keepers. Pirates, hearing that gold from a shipwreck might be stored in the lighthouse, tried to attack, engaging in a gun battle with the lighthouse keepers. The pirates were killed or wounded and delivered to jail in Georgetown. In 1867, repairs to the permanent lighthouse were completed, and the most modern lens of its time, a Fresnel lens manufactured in Paris, France, was installed, enabling ships as far out to sea as 15 miles to see the light and approach Winyah Bay. The fifth order Fresnel lens remained in Georgetown Lighthouse for over 125 years. At first, the lamp was fueled with whale oil, hauled to the top of the lighthouse each night by the lighthouse keeper and his family. In addition to the duties of operating and maintaining the light, lighthouse keepers were involved in several life-saving missions for ships and boats that went aground or ran into the massive stone jetties that were built around 1900 to stabilize the entrance into Winyah Bay. The only access to North Island is by boat to a pier at the base of the lighthouse. A dance hall was built at the base of the pier and used by citizens of Georgetown for vacations and celebrations well into the 20th century. The lighthouse was automated in 1986 and the Fresnel lens replaced by a new solar-powered light which operates today. Through the efforts of the South Carolina Maritime Museum and the Coast Guard, the lens was brought back to Georgetown in 2014 and is displayed in the South Carolina Maritime Museum.